Hey y'all, this will be a different format compared to what I generally do in terms of uploading PVM footage. I will be commentating over the first kill mostly and sporadically commentate over the next few kills whenever they pop up to show off some stuff that will be very important to decision making mid-fight. Now right off the bat, there are some prerequisites to achieving 7 to 8 kills an hour at 100% plus at Telos. First off, you need to know how to do 4TAA or 4-tick auto attack, specifically continuous 4TAA. Without this, getting this much kills per hour is drastically harder, if not impossible. And on that note, you'll need max gear like Acto, Affliction, T92 weapons, the works. Both dual wield and 2H. Secondly, you'll need Maniacal to achieve this. Using Runic, you'll get around 5 to 6 kills an hour, perhaps 6 to 7 depending on your speed. And thirdly, I'm using Ancients as the setup. Standards is likely to be better or faster kills, but is also much more risky to use, especially P4 and P5. But let's get started, shall we? Alright, so start with P1, tag with an auto attack, then combust to Sunshine. Impact straight away after. You'll want to waste Telos' freedom here. Deploy a nip as well. Keep building adrenaline until you start to run out. Now for maximum DPS, it's better to asphyxiate when you reach that point of running out of basics. Once Telos does his 6 auto attack, charge up detonate and get ready to release right as he does his tendril. Wall magic with dual wield here so you can instantly follow up with an auto attack plus another ability. Keep attacking and force him into the next phase. Now sometimes you'll get uppercut into P1, sometimes you won't. Either way, P1 is done and over with. This video example in retrospect will show why asphyxiate before tendrils is good, as later kills in this footage will show much quicker P1 simply because of asphyx before tendrils. Something to note straight away is right after you come out of phase transition, don't use anything else aside from Blitz autos, Combust, Corruption, or dual wield water magic. As they all have longer travel time, they will successfully hit Telos, whereas with any other attack, they will be wasted, so be careful. P2 is pretty simple, Threshold straight away, then Sunshine after hold still. But if Telos at 380k or 390k, meta is still good enough and probably faster. Sunshine might be better though. I'm not sure. Sunshine is still the safest ult to use overall. Either way, unload your thresholds under your ultimate and you'll be good. Limitless Sigil is optimal here when you're under your ult, but just be careful about Virus. For P3, start with Wall Magic then Impact. If you wasted his freedom, use a basic then follow up with Asphyx. If you didn't waste it, Asphyx right away. If you're low on Adren, say at 50% or below, skip Wall Magic and just build Adren and use only 2 hits of Asphyx. Get in the Red Beam Onslaught straight away. You can A-pot here if you really need to. Swap to your Amulet of Souls mid-Onslaught and use Excalibur like normal, and finish him off 4TAA after Onslaught if your Onslaught doesn't kill him. For P4, the trick is to mix survivability from specs and fonts with DPS. Right at the start, aim to DPS Telos down before the first spec. It doesn't matter if you get a spec, it's just something to aim for in terms of DPS. For fonts, you'll want to use Reflect, Barricade, and Reflect Invaluable for fonts. Start 4TAing golems here. In case of defensive earlier than intended to 4TA them harder and wipe them out. Now remember to 4TAA with barrages, not blitzes here. Make sure the Volcanic is dead and get back on Telos. You can finish off golems, but it's not necessary. Force Telos down before any specs if you can. Should you get weak Amna as a spec, use Debilitate or Shield Dome or both. Or if you're lucky, get Amna right as you get second font. Barricade. Just repeat your rotations within the next font except for Barricade font 2. For so much power, I just resonance it. If you're lazy, you can Shield Dome plus Arcane to turn into like a 5k hit, but I find it more comfortable to simply null it with resonance. If minions are still alive and you try to resonate so much power, make sure you also have Devo up, otherwise you might die from getting sniped by a minion, so be very wary about that. Otherwise, P4 is pretty much the same thing for the next slot. Putting on Acto for the higher armor rating is actually a very viable option here, starting from this phase, because minions and Telos can hit very hard. Therefore, if you're trying to get used to the rotation, stick to Acto for P4 and P5. Be warned that if a volcanic is attacking you as you face to P5, you may end up stunned at the start. Don't freedom out of it, as volcanics may be first and you'll want to save freedom like so. When P5 starts, Wild Magic or Dragon Breath depending on your Adrenaline on Telos. Use Devo right after and run to the beam. If back beam, just surge to it, but if aside, you can use a different basic. Impact first, then use Sunshine, then Anticipation if volcanics are active. Asphyx straight away right after and cancel up the 3 attacks with Deep Impact. Avoid the rock if you can, but if you can't, just tank it with Reflect. It's optional to Revenge, but with higher block chances with shields, it's a viable option. With volcanics, freedom after Reflect or Revenge, whichever comes before Detonate. Charge that up and wipe them. If some are still alive, use the basic or Wild Magic on Telos, whichever one you didn't use before, then get back on Golems to auto plus Dragon Breath to ensure they stay dead. In normal situations, barricade the virus here and clear it, then go back to the green beam and onslaught the rock, the usual, etc. And that's usually P5. This here shows why Sunshine is just overall safer to use over Metamorphosis, although Limitless Sigil really does help increase DPS, so if I use Limitless Sigil there, then it would have been a bit better.
mess that we made, we pick ourselves undone. There's a hole in my soul, I can't feel it.
In hindsight, it might be better to just detonate Telos at the 3rd font immediately and just ignore all the golems. It might be better DPS and finish it off. You should still kill the volcanic though. Telos is at a high enough HP when uppercut hits, feel free to reprisal because it will be very instrumental towards getting him down before hold still. If shit hit the fan and you lost a lot of HP because of auto attacks, feel free to barricade to save your life. Be sure to revenge after you K'd though. If you need to immort, set up your Sunshine, then DPS the heck out of Telos. If Volcanic spawn, make sure you use your anti-stun abilities while keeping Reflective Melee Prayer on. Revenge too as well, and K'd if you really need to if Telos' HP is really high.